all over this, and there you go.
So colorful.
So I'm going to eat it because I have not tasted it.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Let's see if Jamie will get her video on, and Jim.
Yep. Jim and Crystal.
Oh yeah,
Hi.
Jamie and Crystal.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
We're just waiting for Jamie to connect to audio, and then we should be good to go.
Awesome.
That sounds great.
There we go.
There's Jamie.
Well, you know what? Hey, hi everyone. How are you doing?
Hi. We're good. Hi.
Great.
Hi.
Well, I will tell you this. We're having like 100-degree weather here in good old Portland, Oregon area. So to me, it's kind of nice to be inside, and because my husband loves AC, which I really don't, but for today I'm singing hallelujah. But no, I appreciate you guys being here, and thank you for following me. Thank you for just being on this little, I don't know, Amy Roloff's little kitchen cooking journey. I don't know, second life crisis or something. But I love cooking. So I don't do anything real fancy, or, I'm definitely not a chef. And I really like going to a grocery store, or certain, several grocery stores or whatever, getting the ingredients, because I think that's how most people, should cook or want to cook, and make it easy for them instead of some fancy ingredient. So I came up with this because we're in the middle of summer. I don't do a lot of grilling. Grilling to me is like, you got to be out there in the grill and like pay attention. You can't just set something on the grill and come back in the kitchen and finish it up, because then I go out there and I'm like, okay, why is it burnt? So, grilling is not my thing, but I thought this would be an easy thing. And I could go on, but I definitely want to tell you a little bit about the recipe. Do I do that now, Lisa?
Well, let's introduce everybody first.
Okay.
So
we got Maureen and daughter Caroline.
Yes. Hi. Nice to meet you.
You guys are from Pleasanton, California.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, how are you guys doing in your heat wave?
It's actually beautiful here. It's in the 80s, so we do get some heat in the summer, but it's beautiful today. And we've been watching you for years. Thank you so much for hosting this. We're excited. It forces us to cook, and I agree with everything you said about the grill. It's just, it can be high maintenance, and especially if it's hot outside, who wants to run back and forth? So thank you so much for having us. We appreciate this. This will make for a nice dinner.
Well, one thing I want to ask you before I go to the next person is, what is your favorite fun thing, either baking or cooking, or both of you guys, one of you guys, whatever it is that you like to cook or make in the kitchen?
I like making breakfast. Breakfast is my favorite meal. So breakfast foods are fun.
Like cereal in a bowl of milk. No.
Yeah.
What is your favorite breakfast dish?
I'm not that good of a cook, so I just usually like to make pancakes and stuff, but it's fun. But I'm excited to make this. I like jerk dishes, so I'm excited.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you make pancakes by scratch or from a box?
From a box. I'm not a professional or anything. I just like to make breakfast.
She's in
food.
college, so she's super
Yeah.
busy. She's everything
sure.
can be easy, but Caroline she's downplaying herself. She's a very good cook. She does a great job.
What are you studying in college?
I'm studying biology.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Awesome. Good luck on that. Well, I will tell you this, making pancakes by scratch, to me, it's kind of hard, because I'm always like, I have this recipe, like it didn't come out the way that I did it the first time. So did I not measure right, or didn't add enough baking powder or anything? But I'll tell you, the box that I like is Bisquick for pancakes. I'm like, how do you get it that fluffy when you make it by hand? So I hear you. You're a very good cook. I'm sure you are. But to me, pancakes can be tougher than, I don't know, for me, maybe anyway, I realize. So anyway, you guys, thank you for being on. Crystal and Jim.
Yes, hi.
Nice to meet you.
You guys are from Alton, Missouri.
Yes, we are from middle of nowhere, America. So we are.
And we moved here. Yeah, we've been here for about 2 years, but yeah, we still go to the city, but we live out in the middle of nowhere right now.
You know, where we talk to animals and not people, that kind of environment.
Now, first of all, where did you come to move here?
I grew up in West Tennessee. You can tell my Southern accent, so I'm a Southern girl.
Yes, and we were in Arkansas before we moved up here, in Florida before that, but hopefully this is home.
Yeah.
But we're desperately in need of rain. It's
Yes.
We're in a real bad drought, and our temperatures have been over 100 degrees for about 8 days now. So it's
I think the heat wave is definitely moving westward, and you guys are getting a brunt of it too. Yeah.
But we're such a fan of you, and he's addicted to your fudge. So we have a problem.
I do admit I have a fudge problem.
What? I'll say that's okay. That's okay.
I justify it because I just take a small sliver each time I eat it. You know, so I try to spread it out, but I've tried every one, and it's, you know, I brag about it. It's very good.
Words from an addict.
One of those, one throughout the day. Take a little slice in the morning, take a little slice mid-afternoon.
That's right. That's right.
So we appreciate this opportunity. We really do. We appreciate this opportunity.
Well, I appreciate you guys subscribing. I appreciate you guys following me. I mean, you know, the age that I'm at, I mean, I'm just barely getting by in the whole social media thing, what to do. And
Both of us.
like, and my team, Lisa is one of them, my team, they push me and I'm like, no, people aren't going to want that. They're like, they will. Yes, they will, eh? I apologize if I feel like I'm yelling because the computer is like, I can't even touch it. It's way out there. So I want to make sure you guys hear me. I relate to you though. I miss the farm. I miss not being there. I still have a hard time looking at the fence in my backyard and I'm like, why is my view stopped? Like I should be able to look much farther out there. So
absolutely. There is a piece that until I owned land, I didn't realize when my friends owned land, but there's just such a piece, the night sky, the quiet mornings. It's such a blessing.
It is. And I don't need a lot of acreage. I mean, an acre would be fine. But these little square lots, man. Anyway, the question I'll ask you, like I asked Maureen and Caroline, what is it that you like to cook, bake, whether it be for family, yourself, or whatever?
Amy, I'm a big baker and I love casseroles. I've always been, but my boys, and I say this because it's been such a meal, it's a cowboy casserole with the tater tots and the corn and the ground meat. Because I raised 3 boys, and having boys, it's like feeding the Salvation Army, when you want to get them full,
There's a big hit in our house.
Yes. But casseroles and any sweets. Unfortunately, I'm a sweets eater and I love sweet things.
I'm a cookie. I'm a cookie.
Oh yeah.
I like more of the rustic desserts. I'm not a fancy baker or baking.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing you like to bake?
Blueberry bread. That's just something I've come upon lately, but it's like just a blueberry loaf. It's pretty simple, but it's not too sweet, just enough tartness. So yes, that's my thing lately.
Well, again, I appreciate you guys being on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jamie and Mike, you guys are from, my hometown.
Lake Oswego.
Woo-hoo! Hi. Oregon. What?
Willamette.
I say Willamette.
Willamette.
I know.
But I suddenly questioned myself on the whole Oregon because I come from Michigan. Years ago, we were filming in Michigan. They came to Michigan to film, and I was visiting my family and everything. And my dad said something like, "Oh, she had to move to Oregon." And I looked at my film crew and I said, see, did you capture that? Oregon aren't gonna, it's like a Midwester. I don't know. Maybe it's my family thing. I don't know. But I think it's Oregon. Oregon.
G-U-N, gun, Oregon.
Gun, yeah.
It has an O. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. So have you always lived in Oregon?
Yeah,
Mike is native.
Yeah, 63 years, Lake Oswego.
Oh, wow.
Not
Yeah,
me.
not her.
Where'd you come from?
All over. So I was born in California, and then we moved to Chicago, and then Oregon. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
How long have you been in Oregon?
a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, since I was like 8.
Oh,
So
okay.
might as well be native Oregonian.
Yeah. No, I still consider Michigan my home state, even though I've been here, probably about 34, 35 years now.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like when you leave your home state at a certain age, it just stays with you
Yep,
Right.
somewhere
Right.
else. But
Yeah.
anyway.
agreed.
So thank you for being in my neighborhood. What do you guys like to cook or bake or do in the kitchen?
So I like baking. Like I like cooking. I like experimenting a lot. So like during COVID, I did it was called Cozy Chef or Cozy Kitchen, I think, and it was online classes, and I did a lot of things. And so I made panna cotta for the first time, and I was shocked at how easy that was and how delicious that was. I tried short ribs the first time for last year and loved that. Mike does a lot of barbecuing and
Traeger,
smoke.
smoker.
Gregor's
Yeah.
always-
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we grilled steaks last night. That's pretty much our Sunday night dinners.
Well,
Grilled steak. What's
especially
that?
in the summer, especially in the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And thank you for having us. We
Yes,
appreciate it.
We very much enjoyed watching you over the years. In fact, we met you the first year of the pandemic at the pumpkin patch, the farm.
Oh,
Awesome.
Trying to figure out how to make that work, and you guys did a great job. So
Yeah, I'd have to give, obviously a lot of credit to Matt. He's the one that, really gets that together, especially after I moved off the farm. But of course, he hired his manager, or Karen, long ago, and they worked together to make all that happen. And so I'd have to give a lot of credit to him, because I was wondering what that was going to look like during COVID, and how would people respond to it.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, no, it was great.
It was nice because you could go somewhere and feel safe, and kind of that first year, how claustrophobic you felt. So
Yeah.
I think what really helped for us was the reservation system, so that we didn't have,
Yep.
we could prepare for the amount of people that were coming, instead of each and every day of a weekend. We were totally unprepared. But back in the early days, with the show and everything, I'm sure, it got a little crazy, even for us. Well, you know what? Thank you. And that reminds me, for you, Jamie, is that, I've been cooking since I was about 14. There's a lot of things I don't know why. I just know it just works. Like, okay, you do this, you put salt on here, and all this other stuff. But I'd love to take a class, not exactly, I guess, to take a class or an online class to know more and to learn more about what I know. And I think, oh, that's the reasoning behind it. I went on this one site and I was making stew. And I was thinking, gosh, why is my meat so tough? If I sat and really thought about it, maybe I'd figure it out, but maybe not. Anyway, I went on to this one site, I can't remember. And I'm like, that makes total sense. Do not get the cut up stew meat, beef, the cut up beef for stew. No. Get like a big roast, like a chuck roast or whatever you're going to make your stew meat. Cut it up in chunks, sear that on all sides, sear it, and then cut them up in little chunks, and then collect all that juice, put it in your stew, because that way it keeps the moisture, it keeps all the flavor. But when you do it in the little chunks first, it has a tendency to dry out quicker, even if you do put it in a thing. But anyway, That's how I make my stew meat now. And I thought, man, I need to go online a little more. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys subscribing. I want to, before we start into the recipe, Lisa may want to have to say something here. But first of all, have you guys made this recipe? Do you want to watch me? Or have you cut up everything? Or like Maureen and Caroline?
We have everything cut up and we're ready to assemble.
Okay.
That's where we're at. And the rice is right behind me finishing up. But
Okay.
yeah, we were going to assemble and probably cook after we're done.
No, I love it because I don't want people to assume that they have to be on here and cook along with me. They can just watch or whatever they want to do. So that's great. How about you guys, Crystal and Jim?
We actually made ours ahead of time because he's the grill master. So we did it on the grill. So I'm like, I recruited him to do this prior to. So we've totally completed everything. So we're anxious to see you, and there's maybe some tips you can give me for next time. So
I don't know, but usually when I do this, you know, I'll come up with the recipe, but then when I go methodically through, you know, the recipes, I often like, okay, I got to tweak this, do that. Okay. Jamie and Mike, where are you guys at?
Okay, so we're the opposite of Maureen. We cooked the shrimp and everything last night, the kebabs, but we haven't done the rice.
Okay, good. Yeah. No problem. Because, you know, one of the things that I try and, you know, come up with a recipe because, you know, y'all got other things to do and sometimes I do too. And that's why I was probably a little squirrely this morning because I forgot that I had to follow Chris because he took his motorcycle in Vancouver, which you guys know, it's, you know,
Fun.
and then to come back here. So I didn't get back to 11:15 and I told myself, I knew I should have pre-cut all this. Rambling all over the place. I think the one thing that I did, I cooked it on the stove. And, you know, I've got like a little grill pan. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
And, you know,
That's cool.
yeah.
it looked good, but I would prefer it on an outside grill. I think there's just something about that flavor, that smoke and stuff like that. I think the other thing, I don't know if I mean, I got to reread these directions. Or put it in the notes. The one thing, you guys may already know this, but in a recipe, I don't know who's cooked for a long time or who's cooked very little. Make sure, because shrimp cooks up quick.
Yeah.
And make sure, you know, your vegetables are size appropriate. Number one, that they don't break apart once you poke it on the skewer. And they're big enough, but not too big that they can cook along with the shrimp because the shrimp will cook up quick. And so I'm already thinking no zucchini, but anyway. And then the other thing is, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, I did not want to oil and salt my vegetables before they go on the skewer because I think salt brings out the water content and then you'll end up maybe with little wimpy vegetables on your skewer. So usually what I'll do is the shrimp, obviously, you know, I've marinated it, as I mentioned in my thing with the seasonings and a little bit of olive oil. And that I did. But once I got it all on the skewer, I just drizzled just a little bit of oil. And if you want a little bit of salt or use some of the jerk seasoning and just sprinkle it on here too. Because I think sometimes the savory with the sweet pineapple, that brings out its flavor and it gives the rest, you know, some flavor as well. So Lisa.
Hey. Well, usually I'm with Amy in her kitchen. I'm kind of the sous chef. So today we had just kind of a different day and it worked out really well for me to be the moderator at my house. So in the background, I do have a picture of some Jamaican artwork. And my husband is Jamaican, so I was really excited when Amy decided to make a jerk dish. So
I was thinking of you, friend.
So Amy, why don't you tell us exactly the name of the recipe, just so we can.
Well, you know what? It's always, you know, everyone wants to come up with these cute little names for these recipes. And a lot of times you want to contain the name of some of the ingredients or the main ingredients in the recipe. The one thing about this recipe and a lot of the things that I do, people can add their own stuff. Like if you don't want it spicy, eliminate the cayenne pepper in the jerk seasoning. If you want a different vegetable on here, add a different vegetable. I chose this because it reminds me of summer. It reminds me of the islands and, you know, things like that. You could use mango instead of pineapple or something. Anyway, it's called shrimp kebabs with jerk seasoning. And it's true. I was thinking of Lisa and I went on a bunch of websites, okay, authentic Jamaican jerk seasoning, and looked at a number of recipes there of their stuff. And then I looked at some more and I'm like, well, where's the authentic? Because man, they're all different. Whether it be someone eliminated this ingredient, someone put this one. And I thought, okay, I've come up with something similar for like my briskets and pulled pork. And in fact, we just had tri-tip steak or roast or whatever you want to call it. And I just used the seasonings from my brisket. But I did make this by itself. So it's shrimp kebabs with jerk seasoning, veggies, and pineapple with coconut rice. If you don't want to have coconut rice, don't put coconut rice. I did, like I said, my thought behind this was I was thinking of the islands. And so yeah. So
Okay.
variety.
Well, let's get started. And then Amy, you can jump in and ask any questions. We do have a list of questions from each of you, so we can pop in and ask those as we're going along. So
yeah, because I think that's always good. Okay, how many of you do kebabs?
Oh, everybody, sure.
Yeah.
Everyone? Okay, I rarely make them and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's, you know, is this going to feed one person? I think Chris could probably have 4 of these. I'm like, that's a lot of kebabs to make. But I mean, me, I could probably just have 1, 1.5 or something. It's probably one of the reasons I don't do kebabs. But I thought this was a nice recipe just for Chris and I too. He would definitely take off the pineapple because he does not do savory and sweet in one thing.
No.
I thought, well, you know what, babe? Here's your rice. Take it off. Use the pineapple for dessert. So I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Okay, if you guys want to get started, it looks like you guys, if you want to get your rice going, Jamie and Mike, if you haven't done that already, do that because that'll take at least 20 minutes.
Okay.
Maureen and Caroline, you've got everything done or chopped up and all that stuff. You just need to assemble it on the kebabs. And Crystal and Jim, you guys have done it. So I'm going to get started with doing a kebab and then I'll start with you guys with questions. So you're just not, and feel free. We will try not to talk all over each other, but feel free to ask me any questions you'd like. I gotta figure out what I'm doing here. And it is very important to soak your skewer sticks unless you use metal, but even metal, I usually have a tendency to maybe oil them too, just a little bit. What? Oh, I thought someone said something. Oil them just so the food doesn't cook onto the stick. Oh, Midwest. I grew up with city chicken. My mom used to give like these short little skewers and we had city chicken. We called it city chicken on these little, do you remember that? Or am I too old for you guys?
No, Amy, that is a big thing at the fairs around here. I mean, they really do those at the fairs. You know, it's a big thing. I didn't realize it was anything outside of the fair though. You grew up with that because I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Chicken.
Okay.
It was made with beef or pork or I don't know what it was. It was weak though. So kebabs are easy. One of the things I read, because I would have forgotten this, I would have loved to have the pineapple flavor go on to next to the shrimp, but it is true. Pineapple has an acidity, an acid to it. And if you put it with the shrimp, and if you're not going to use it that long, it can slowly like kind of cook it. And I've been to Mexico. I will never, ever, even in the States, order ceviche again.
That's her number one no for food.
In Mexico, it was like I had a volcano in my stomach for 3 days. Like, I thought, oh, but anyway. So it's easy. You know, I just, in fact, tell you the truth, I didn't even look at my own recipe. This one, I stuffed too much on, but you know, it, again, kebabs, do whatever you want. So, you know, start with a pepper or a red onion. And then, well, this dried out a little bit. Hopefully this will be okay. And then just a shrimp. Now, it cracked me up. These are extra large shrimp, 25 to 30 to a bag. I'm like, this looks like a medium. Where's the cholesterol? I don't know. I was hoping for a bigger shrimp.
How long did you marinate, Amy?
I would marinate at least 30 minutes. But you don't want to marinate too long because this does have salt in it. And again, shrimp, it's seafood. It has a tendency either to the food to get mushy, or because of the salt and some of the seasonings, you don't want it to like, what's the word? Not cook it like an acid, because there is no lime or anything like that.
Overpower.
Yeah.
Maybe just overpower it.
So, you know, you just poke it through there. You guys have already done it. And, you know, you just stick it in there. Then I'm going to look at, to me, I would have just done it, but I want to really do the recipe like I told you guys to make sure I did it. So what is this? Okay, onion, pepper, shrimp. Do the opposite so that we can make it all colorful. Isn't that nice? Yeah, just the red pepper. Man, I'm gonna have to print this out again. Oh, pineapple. Oh, okay. I saw these in the store and I'm like, I need to change it in the notes. People, chopping up a real pineapple.
It's hard, difficult.
Well, on the one, it is. I know, you did the same thing. I mean, like, oh, I need to tell people that tip, because when you write it in there, people who are real followers of a recipe, they'll say, oh, I got to use the real pineapple. No. Because the one problem with buying a pineapple in the store, you have to wait till it gets some of that sugary content and flavor. And it's like, there's so much you cut away and, anyway, buy this. But I thought I had already done. But chunks are really big. So, you know, I cut them in half. You want to be able to heat it up. So yeah, just, you know, pineapple on, zucchini. Now I added zucchini because, you know, I wanted some greens in here. Onion, pepper. Do another shrimp again.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, another shrimp. Zucchini, pepper, shrimp, onion, pepper.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you want it all in one pepper on one thing and onions, you know, do whatever you want. But I said this way because I just think it looks colorful.
Mhm.
Okay, wait a minute. Where am I? I think I do another pineapple. Okay. Onion.
Is it white onion or red onion?
Red onion. You can use white onion too. I just like the red onion because of the color of it. But I have done it sometimes, unless you cut it in real thin slices, like when you do for a salad or something else. Red onion can be a little potent. So a little bit of lime juice, some of that acidity will take that harshness away just with a little bit of salt. So that's what I did with these onions, and I have it in the recipe here.
Awesome.
Okay, pineapple, onion, pepper. Okay, shrimp again.
Okay.
You want at least 3 shrimp. And like I said, if you don't want all these vegetables, then add 4 shrimp to it. It's like, and that's one thing I like about cooking. I mean, it's like meatloaf. Everyone's got their own version of meatloaf. All you need is meat. You need a binder, which is an egg, but you have to have something to go along with the egg, because if not, your meatloaf is too wet and then it falls apart. So you got to have some either stale bread or breadcrumbs or whatever you want, and then whatever seasonings you want. So anyway, here we go.
Or you could make meatless meatloaf.
Oh gosh, no.
Or she could put mushrooms in the meatloaf.
There you go.
You can hide the mushrooms.
Well, that is true. But I tell you, meatless, maybe I bought a wrong brand. I don't even know. But it made me think of what those that are vegan, when they look at meat, they want to probably get sick and throw up. Oh, when I saw this, all I saw was, what is it? Like, what are the ingredients in this thing? And it looked like dog food. I'm like, oh my God. I literally had to hold back because I thought I was going to be sick. Anyway.
That was a funny scene in that episode.
It was.
And lo and behold, Chris liked it. And he's a good guy. Hey, have you guys made yours? I'm going to get.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, because this has been sitting out for a while, I will drizzle some olive oil on here. And look at this, man. I love this thing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, it cost me a lot, probably more than I should have. My other one broke, but I got this on Etsy.
That's cool. Yeah.
I thought, oh my gosh, there are a lot of talented people on Etsy.
Wow. Yes.
I bought this on Etsy, which it really comes from Italy. So
Beautiful.
I'm pretty excited.
Very pretty. Very pretty.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna, but I don't like this little thing on here. It like gets in your way. What the world? Okay, anyway. Okay, hang on. Look at it's brand new.
Brand new.
So I'm just gonna do that a little bit. So it gets it all in there. And you don't want a lot because you don't want it to all turn soggy. Okay. Where's that? But I really like this jerk seasoning. I think the combination with the little cinnamon and with the little cloves is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have this on a grill pan. Did I take the other ones out yet? And because on a grill, you know, when you do it outside, the one thing I like about that is because you can shut the lid and that will help cook the veggies. So when I did it here on the stove, you know, I started off, you know, I have a little grill pan. So when I started off cooking it, get my pan hot again. When I just got a little char on the food, I put foil over it because I could see that the shrimp was cooking. It wasn't pink or it wasn't opaque on the outside, but I knew the shrimp was going to cook. So I put a foil over that, tended to keep the steam in there to help cook the vegetables along so they don't taste raw.
About how long did you cook the shrimp, Amy? How long did you have the shrimp on the stove?
I would say about 5 minutes,
Okay.
5 to 8 minutes on each side. I'm not sure if I even put that in there. If I didn't, I need to do that.
No, you did.
Did I?
Yep.
Okay.
See, I can't even remember. Yeah, about 8 to 10, but a lot of times it depends on how high you put it. But I would say really anywhere from 6 to 10 minutes. And then just to get that char on both sides, and then I would tent it, or maybe, and I'll change that in here. I will tent it a little bit with foil if you're doing it on the stove, just so that the steam will help cook the vegetables just a little bit further, but it'll just keep the shrimp warm without overdoing it. But then it would obviously turn the temperature down. Okay.
And did you mention, Amy, that you were drizzling a little jerk seasoning on the whole thing when it was done, or what did you come?
Well, before I cooked the kebabs, I only marinated the shrimp with the jerk seasoning with a little bit of oil, just so it gets a little infused with the seasonings. But then when I'm done with the kebabs, I just drizzled a little bit of olive oil, and you can just either salt the vegetables and the fruit, because salt on the fruit will bring the sweetness out from the pineapple as well. But I also added a little bit of the jerk seasoning on here, so that way everything, you don't have the shrimp just with jerk seasoning. It kind of all works together. Where'd my stool go? Well, that's the thing that always bothered me going over to other people's houses when my kids were young, is because you know, everyone's kitchen is high, and you know, so like, I can help. The counter's up to here, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I always made sure that if I brought my kids anywhere, it's like, y'all picking up your stuff. I made sure we did not leave a spot. Great when you hear that sizzle. That means your pan is hot enough. Of course, I cooked up a lot. I made a lot of food. You know what? That'll go great. You know, just putting it over rice. I got a little bit of vegetables and, well, this one. But you know, you can make another meal out of it too. Or you know what this would be great with? Tacos. You know, I do too much here, but I'll make tacos here and shred up some lettuce and use some of the pineapple, cilantro, and check out my rice here for a sec. Both sides have charred, but I'm just letting it stay heated so the vegetables have a little bit more to cook. So I tented it. Do you guys have any more though? Just because you put these down, you could definitely add some more. Okay, my rice is done. I think it's kind of nice to, where's my knife? Oh, here it is. Cilantro to me just, I don't know, it just reminds me of a little bit of the islands or definitely Mexican food and stuff like that. But when you have fruit or something coconutty, a lot of people don't like cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, add parsley. A lot of people think it tastes like soap. I love cilantro.
I love it.
So I'm going to take the ones that are hot off the thing. So I've just rough chopped that. Normally I would heat up these plates because even though I love these types of plates, kind of like ceramic or whatever they are, man, they get the food cold quick. Just gonna dish this up for you. I think if you don't want rice, quinoa, like white quinoa would be a good thing. I would just do that. Just sprinkle a little cilantro all over everything. The one thing I will change on this, I don't think you need a whole lime with your red onions. I think you only need really the juice of half a lime. So I'm going to change that. But I did zest the whole thing. And so I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit of zest on just to get a little bit of that lime flavor. And if you think your food looks a little dry, being on the grill or something like that, usually my hands are not. I'm going to give it a try. I'm just going to squeeze a little lime juice all over this, and there you go.
So colorful.
So I'm going to eat it because I have not tasted it. It tastes good. Are you guys saving yours for dinner? Because I know Missouri, you guys are, is it 4:30?
4:30.
Oh, yes, almost 4:30.
Yes.
And then, well, California, because Pleasanton, I know, is by Oakland, right?
Yes. Yeah, we're about 20 minutes east of Oakland.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, are you guys gonna eat it or are you guys saving it?
What about your rice?
I know my rice is right here.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't see it.
Well, it's probably white on white.
Yeah.
We're gonna have our kebabs cold tonight. 'Cause
You know
it's
what? I
hot.
think cold is good too.
Yeah.
I think this is a great way, like if you just wanted to serve it like with a nice green salad
Mhm.
and putting the kebabs over that with a nice, like maybe little lime vinaigrette dressing. I mean, that's a good way. What's a good nut in the Caribbean? I was gonna, well, macadamia, if you want a little bit of crunch, you could crush up some macadamia nuts, or I was gonna say almonds, but maybe some, oh, she's snubbing her nose at that.
No, I'm trying to think what we have there.
Jamaica?
Yeah, for nuts. I know they have peanuts. They roast a lot of peanuts.
Oh, you know.
Almonds, they have almond trees there too, so yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, but me personally, I like it.
Yum.
Guys, taste it. And if you would have changed everything, especially the seasonings, let me know. I think the one thing that I might change on the jerk seasoning, I set a table. Usually salt's a good thing when you marinate and everything because it helps break it down and gives flavor, but also seafood is a lot more susceptible to a little, and with beef or chicken may need a little bit more. I'm not sure if I'd back off just a tad on the salt, but other than that, I personally like it.
We liked it last night.
Yeah, good.
Yum on.
Chris looked at these, or when I told him what I was making, he said, well, is there going to be anything else with it? Well, he goes, well, is that an appetizer?
Dinner on a stick.
Hey, the people serve this as a meal. It's not one of those petite little, but you know what? You could the little smaller ones. You could serve this as an appetizer with a shrimp, a veggie, and maybe a little pineapple. I don't know. So that works well too. So thank you guys. I really
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We really
Thank you
appreciate
so
enjoying it.
Yeah, enjoy the
Good.
rest
I
of
hope
the
you
day,
have
everyone.
fun.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Wait, hang on 1 minute. We keep trying to improve, being subscribers and everything, but a lot of it has to do with my time. So I might do some little Q&A, little chats, or maybe I'll pick a theme subject or something. As you all know, even on our lives, besides getting political in my own life, my own personal life, I don't do a lot of political stuff because it's just too divisive. I don't know where people are coming from, but we keep trying to do other things. So I appreciate you guys being a part of all that. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you very
you.
much.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bye bye.
Bye.